Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn about interdependence in living beings, plants and animals. Plants produce their own food by the process of photosynthesis. Plants make their food from air, carbon dioxide and water with the help of chlorophyll, the green pigment in their leaves and sunlight. In fact, plants are the only living beings which can make their own food. Hence, they are called as producers. There are some animals who feed only on plants. They eat different parts of plants as their food. Animals who depend on plants for their food are called herbivore animals. Examples of such herbivore animals we have is cow, who primarily depend on plants for their food. Likewise, we have goat and deer. They too depend on plants for their food directly. A carnivore is an organism, in most cases an animal that eats meat. A carnivorous animal that hunts other animals is called predator. An animal that is hunted is called prey. They catch live animals and kill them for their food. They are called as predators. We have example tiger, lion, wolves. Since plants are the only living beings which produce their own food, they are called as producers. Animals who feed on plants like herbivores depend on plant directly, so they are called primary consumers. Carnivores, on the other hand, depend on plants directly, so they are called secondary consumers. So we have producers as plants, herbivores as the primary consumers, and carnivores as the secondary consumers. Suppose there are only herbivores in a forest. Can you imagine the situation of the forest after a long period of some years? The herbivores will feed on the parts of plants and soon the forest will be left with very little or no vegetation. As a result, the animals will die or move to another green areas. In order to keep balance in nature, there are carnivores that eat flesh of other animals and to keep a check on the number of herbivores. A balance between the number of plants and animals at a place is very important. Food chain is a network of plants and animals showing the feeding relationship between them. Here are few food chains to understand the feeding system among plants and animals. We have grass. The grass is eaten by the cow. The cow is eaten by the tiger. On another side we have the grass. The grass is eaten by the grasshopper. The grasshopper is eaten by the frog, and the frog is eaten by the snake. Have you noticed that all the food chain are starting from the plants, the producer? You might have noticed the foul smell emanated by a dead rat or any other animals. The dead bodies of animals and dead parts of plants rot and are eaten by some animals. This way, the dead living beings disappear from the earth. Some animals like jackals, hyenas, dogs, vultures, and even crows feed on dead animals. Jackals, hyenas, dog can even eat up the bones of dead animals. These animals are called scavengers. If these animals would not have eaten the dead remains, the earth would have been covered with dead bodies and garbages. The scavengers break down the dead remains into tiny pieces. Very small organisms called bacteria dwell on those tiny pieces and change them into chemicals. Those small organisms are called decomposers. We have examples: earthworm, mushroom, insects, bacteria, fungi, and many other. Plants are the producers and use sunlight or solar energy to prepare their food. The solar energy flows from plants to herbivores and from them to carnivores. This way, all living beings, whether plants or animals, depend on solar energy directly or indirectly for their energy. In an environment, plants and animals live in perfect harmony. In case of any change in the environment, the balance between the plants and animals gets disturbed. The imbalance may occur suddenly or over a long period of many years. The natural disturbances we have: floods, forest fires, heavy storms. Heavy storm is a violent outbreak of thunder and lightning accompanied by rain. Volcanic eruption occurs when magma is released from a volcano. Man is also responsible for causing imbalance in nature. We are cutting down forests to build cities. This way, we are reducing the land for plants and animals. The imbalance in nature is one of the reasons for global warming. The temperature of the earth is rising, causing rapid melting of the glaciers, floods, landslides, and other disturbances. Ultimately, humans are also getting affected with the imbalance in nature. The causes for the global warming are greenhouse gases, industrial activities, deforestation. So, my dear friends, it is in our hands to save the earth right now.